Hi, I'm Jenny Morelli, and I'm a certified holistic health and wellness coach here in Citrus County. Today, we are in front of Aunt Martha's produce stand here in Floral City. One of my biggest passions is to teach my clients how to get back to the garden. It's so important to get back to whole, healthy foods. Hippocrates said over 2,000 years ago, "Let thy food be thy medicine." And today, here at the market, we're going to talk about how to get back to the basics of eating whole, healthy food. Hi, let me introduce you to Shannon Burns, the owner here at the produce stand.
How are you?
I'm great. Shannon is one of my old friends, so we know each other well.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about your business. How long have you been in business here?
We've been at this location here on the corner for 10 years. And it was a produce market, but way before that, the Sparacinos had it, and for 20 some years, and they were the place in town to be for produce. And then they closed down, went into a different business, and we opened this place up and brought Martha down from Ferris's, and yeah, it's a family affair.
Well, we're glad that you're here.
Thank you very much.
So
We're
glad that you're here. And your produce is amazing.
Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Where do you buy the bulk of your produce?
The bulk of our produce right now comes out of Plant City. They have a farmer's market down there. We get some of it out of Tampa. Of course, the state farmer's market is down there. That is a middle of the night thing, so in my older years, it's not so much fun to do that. But Plant City is a little more one-on-one. You can meet the people who actually grow some of it, and of course you get your bananas and your things that are going to come from a different country.
Right.
But for the most part, we get fresh local produce that's grown in Plant City or in the areas nearby.
That's wonderful, and it's so important to know your farmer, because
It
if
is.
you know your farmer, you know your food.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. You want to
that's
make sure,
amazing.
you know, you don't trust very many people these days, and you want to make sure that this stuff is stuff
Exactly.
you're feeding to your families, and you want to make sure that it's grown, you know, right, and that's the way you do it, is by knowing the people that grow it and that you buy it from.
That's awesome. I noticed you have a sign on your door that says that you have fresh meat. Is that local here?
Yes, the meat comes out of Denellen. It's hormone-free. It's all grass-fed until the end, and then it's marbled up with some grain a little bit. We have beef, chicken, pork. It all comes from, like I said, out in Denellen.
Yeah,
It is some of the
that's
best
good to
meat I've
know.
had. Yes.
That is so good to know.
And
Because
I'm not a big meat eater, don't eat a lot, and I remember eating the first hamburger and remember thinking, when did I forget what real hamburger tasted like, you know?
Oh, wow.
So there really is a difference in the quality of what you get, you know.
Wow, well that's really good to know, because I love meat, and so I know where to come. This is awesome. And I also noticed in your store you have honey that is locally made as well.
Right, and they consider local honey within, I think it's 100 or 200 miles, but ours is so local, it's about 6 miles out the road is where it comes from.
Oh my gosh, that's
right out off of
wonderful.
Old Jones Road. It's Bonnie and Scott Mills have been doing this honey. They do most of the people on the eastern side of this county, and for 20, 30 years, and it is we cannot keep that honey in here.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is one of our biggest sellers.
And you have local watermelons, and then
Yes.
I also noticed that you have fresh blackberries, and
Yes.
I heard that they were from right around the corner. Is that
They
right?
are literally right out around the curve here on 48. They have a blueberry farm, and when blueberries are over, they come into blackberries, and so we get the opportunity. We're their first call,
That's
and we get the first ones that they
amazing.
have.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
So you're a one-stop shop.
one-stop shop. Yep.
One-stop shop.
Even if you want to know what to do or where to go in town, this is kind of like the little information station.
Yeah.
You know, for Floral City. We've been here a long time,
Yeah.
and we really love this community.
Tell me something. Why do you think it's important for people to shop local?
And like I said, it's important to know, you know, where your food comes from first of all, and who better to trust than the people right in your own community.
Exactly.
It also puts money back into your economy. You know, all of the money that goes back into your local produce markets goes right back into your local economy, and so it helps in more ways than one. It helps you as you know, the person who's buying it, eating it, and getting the benefit of the healthy vegetables. But it's also good for the community to keep us all together and we all kind of work on each other, you know.
That's right.
And eating healthy is so important. I grew up with a farm. I grew up in one of those families that we had a farm, and we had a root cellar that was as big as this produce market. But
wow.
we always thought we were eating healthy because we're eating this stuff. And you really have to do your homework these days because you have organic, you have all this stuff, and you really kind of want to make sure when they say this $7 head of lettuce is organic, that it's not the same head of lettuce that's $2.49 right next to it.
Exactly.
And so a lot of the hype is organic. You just have to really be a smart consumer, but it is really important because when you eat local stuff, it goes with your body.
Exactly.
Your body is physiologically charged, just like the local honey helps your allergies because it has the histamines from your area.
Exactly.
So does your local produce. And so you're putting back into your body the same things, you know.
And let me ask you one final question.
Yes, ma'am.
In the classes that I teach, a lot of my students tell me it's too expensive to eat healthy. And I tell them that is so wrong because you can come to a produce stand and get really, really healthy food that's fresh and nutritious. Am I wrong? Is that good? Is that a good answer to give them?
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Now, if you go to produce or to the grocery store, sometimes the grocery store will have cheaper prices than we will, but that's not an all the time thing.
No.
You know, and again, you have to look at the price of what you're buying versus its quality.
Right.
So just because you have 2 tomatoes and one's 99 cents a pound and one's $2.99 a pound,
exactly.
You know, so you really have to just make sure and be smart about it. Yeah.
There's nothing better than a tomato right off the vine.
Florida Ruskin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us today at Aunt Martha's Produce Stand. And we want to thank Aunt Martha and Shannon for being perfect hosts. Remember when you can to shop local because the produce owners have your best interest at heart. So cheers to great health.